Really great view down towards the valley where Idlewild is somewhere. And just past Annie's Junction at 9,000 feet. And we're feeling pretty good. There is an undercast further down in the valley. Let's see. There. Very cool. Definitely looks pretty smoky over in that direction though. So, making good progress this morning. Pretty happy about that. About a half a mile from Deer Spring. Climbing back up after we went down for a bit. Trail's definitely much nicer than yesterday's section. And we had a few lowdowns just now, but there's not that sketchy, you know, steep down slope that you're gonna fall to a certain death. Like, this doesn't look too bad. Yesterday's definitely had a lot more exposure. So this so far, I mean, it's still slow because I'm not a fast climber, and especially not at higher elevation, but much nicer and easier. Currently at Deer Spring, and as you can see, it is quite iced over. It is flowing underneath the ice, and there's a tiny little channel right across the trail. We got water about a quarter mile south of here, and it was definitely easier to get. But yep, this is what you can get when you hike in winter and the temperatures are below freezing. Then your water sources might be frozen, so that's something to think about. But luckily we were still able to use this water source, so yay. So we just passed Deer Spring, and this is our trail, which looks lovely on the side of the mountain. And then we have really cool views. Obviously better in person, but pretty nice. Look at that ridge. Smoke. Yeah, you see the smoke hanging down there, huh? But yeah. Now it's nice in the sun again, so we're warming up. When we had our little break there to get water, it was pretty chilly. Just so pretty. Saw a lot of day hikers going up Mount San Jacinto. Of course, we took a left turn and now we have lost all of them. Hooray! There is a tiny little bit of snow left from that one snowstorm, but it is not much. I mean, we still have the spikes. We carried them since the border, so. Look at these nice switchbacks. My shadow was on the bottom one already. Yep, this is the trail on this side. Look how they built that up. All the rocks. Keep it in place. Oh, look at that. There's an ice flow. I think we're going to use our spikes. Oh my goodness. We are. Here we go. Aren't we glad that we have spikes?
Yes, we are.
Like the step. As we are descending, we are saying goodbye to Mount San Jacinto. And we are heading towards the valley down below. This probably looks pretty vague through this phone, but that's where we're headed, all the way down. Got a long ways to go. Long ways to go. There's a lot of windmills in the bottom. Not windy today though, which is probably why all that smoke, I guess, is kind of hanging in there. So, wish our knees a safe downhill experience, I would say. And some rocks. Heading down, we're gonna lose the pine trees pretty soon. And we have the view down to where we're headed. And also, I guess, the smoke. It's pretty thick in there still. And so, yeah, we're getting back into the sagebrush. And we'll slowly lose the pine trees. Get more of that lighter trail. A little bit more sandy again. And we've got about 2 miles left today, I think, where we're gonna lose daylight, and then we'll have about 14 miles left to Snow Creek, where we found a trail angel that takes in hikers and takes them on errands, and her name is Nitzy, I think. And so we'll go resupply, and then we'll get ready for the next section. Do some planning. Ooh, a little bit of snow. Not much though. A little bit of planning, see how much food we need, and some laundry and showers. And then we'll head out again, probably the next afternoon or so, and just take a half day off. That'll be nice. Yep, totally different landscape again. More sagebrush, and trees are smaller. Still a bit of pine needles to walk on every once in a while. That's kind of nice. Long downhill tomorrow. We're on the long downhill to the I-10 underpass and Cabazon, and we have already come down this whole hill. They're long winding switchbacks, and it takes forever to get down this. Now it is January 19th, and it's about 60 degrees in the sunshine at about 9 a.m. So that's totally fine. But I remember when I did my thru hike 22 years ago, that it was in the 90s, and it was about 105 degrees when I got all the way down at the faucet. I ran out of water on this long downhill, and I was very, very miserable. So this is definitely a good downhill to do when it's January and not super hot. So definitely we'll have enough water, and yeah, then we'll be down and getting ready for the next section. So, but yeah, this is what it looks like. They're easy, but they're just very long. gotta go all the way down there. So we are descending the switchbacks, the never-ending switchbacks, down to Snow Creek towards I-10. And I just would like to know what the designer of this section was thinking, because the last, I don't know, at least 12 miles of this are in the full sun. So I mean, there's no no trees, no shade, full exposure. It gets really hot in the springtime, obviously. I mean, it's super sunny right now, and this is January, and they're like super long switchbacks with, you just don't really lose hardly any elevation. And it's in a 20-mile waterless stretch. So it's every time I hike this section, I'm slightly annoyed. I love the PCT, but this section is just kind of dumb. And it also gets people in trouble. I mean, I remember I ran out of water, and luckily I had somebody who had a little bit extra. But it's just 20 miles without water, and then you're gonna put that 12, 14 miles on this super open slope, whereas I think it could be cut probably in half. Yeah, so anyway, just a little rant. Having a good hike otherwise. Oh, and now it's also, there is definitely some sections that are very brushy. Right behind me over here, which is in front of me, is super brushy. And luckily I have long sleeves and a long skirt on as I push myself through the brush so I don't get too scratched up. But I mean, later in the season, people aren't going to be wanting to wear all these long layers. I mean, I wouldn't. They would just scratch you up. Like little birds in a t-shirt and shorts, and it should be too hot, but she's just getting scratched up left and right. So anyways, least favorite section of the PC probably is downhill right here, even though it's kind of pretty. But enough negativity. We are finishing up this section of the San Jacintos or San Jacintos. I don't actually know how to pronounce it. And yesterday was really, really lovely. Really enjoyed that with the big trees, and it was just beautiful. We had pretty good trail, a couple of down trees, but they weren't as bad as the day before. So that was a very, very nice day. Yeah, the day before that was the really, really hard day. And that first day out of the highway was pretty good. And then today it's just kind of like, well, just go downhill, just get it over with. And looking forward to being done with this downhill. Anyways, that's it for now. This is day 16, I believe. 15 or 16. So we just had some lunch, and we had some water, and we're feeling better about these switchbacks now. We've adjusted our attitudes. We also met some nice day hikers that were really sweet and offered us water and food, which we didn't need, but we definitely appreciate the offer. We are now less than 4 miles from the water faucet, and yeah, we can see that we might actually get down to the bottom at some point. So yes, just to add to the last grumpy-ish video I did, the attitudes have changed and improved, and it's not so bad.
It's amazing what a Snickers will do for you.
It is amazing what a Snickers will do for you. Or a bag of M&Ms, or some salami. This is the moment we've been waiting for since 6:30 this morning on the downhill that also went up a lot. It is the boulder with the faucet. Look at it. Isn't it marvelous? It means that we're done with the switchbacks of eternity. How does it feel, little bird, to be done with the switchbacks of eternity?
Feels very good.
Very good. I am also extremely pleased to be done with that downhill. Look, this is where we came from, all the way up there. And 578 switchbacks later, just making that up, we are finally here. It's a faucet and a rock with shade.